Hey guys, it's Brittany, and I'm here with a really special deck. It is the Little Wizards Tarot. I am so excited about this deck, and I think that I'm going to do is do a quick flip through and then come back and tell you my thoughts, because if I try to just flip and talk, we'll be here for like 2 hours, because I have a lot of opinions and a lot of things to say about this deck. So let's flip you around and we'll get started. Boop. Okay. First, it is clamshell box that opens up all the way. It's really nice. It's very soft. Extremely soft. This is just the first card. It definitely has that very, how do I explain it? I guess people call it the rose petal, where it's just really soft to the touch. But there is bend to it, so it's not as difficult for shuffling as some of the rose petals finish can be. Not like the Starseeker, which is the same, it feels the same, like that rose petal softness. But for this deck, it is a lot more bend. This one, I'm sorry, this one does not have as much bend as this one does. These took me, gosh, I think it took me like a year of constant use to get this deck to where it's manageable to shuffle. Because before, and it's still a little rough, but when I first got this deck, there was no shuffling it like that at all. But this deck definitely is thinner. It's a thinner cardstock, which makes it a lot easier. And it feels very nice. So it does not come with a guidebook, and it's the Little Wizards Tarot by Push Kitty. And here is the website, and Banks is already not liking that my attention is not 100% on him, so he's going to try to distract me. I'm sorry, guys. Website is www.pushkitty.com, Instagram @pushkitty, and Facebook Push Kitty Collectibles. Okay, so there's no guidebook, no PDF for the guidebook at all. And I think I forgot to show this. The inside of the deck says, "Believe in magic. To all who wield this magical deck of mystery, I am so happy to share this world of witches and wizardry with you. Join me as we explore the world of Little Wizards, inspired by a series of works that has impacted many of us. Reimaged the Push Kitty way. Sincerely, Amy." I'm guessing for a lot of copyright reasons, they cannot say, but we all know. I mean, we all know. The box is really cute. I love the Dementors and prongs. It's good. Good stuff. The Dementor wearing a scarf. Cute. Trying to fly on a broom. That's interesting, because, I mean, they kind of don't need a broom. But whatevs. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the back of the deck. Very pretty. I love the colors. The dark blues with the purples and the hint of like that yellowish orange. It complements it very well. So we start off here with Harry. Getting ready on his first adventure to Hogwarts. You can see the train in the background and Hedwig as his companion. Like, that's just perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. And I love how You can see Hedwig just going along for the adventure. I'm trying to see if there's any like images in the smoke. And you kind of see like the hearts. I mean, oh, didn't I say that I wasn't going to start doing this? Okay, I'm going to shut up and just flip. I'm already starting. Okay. Okay, you know what? I can't do this. It's just going to be a 2-hour video. That's just what this is. You're being warned now. Okay, so we already, it was with Harry. Perfect fool. Hermione is a wonderful magician. She has all the tools. You know, she has the smarts. She knows what she's doing. I love the High Priestess being Professor Trelawney. It works because with the High Priestess, there's a lot of like unknown and that feeling of, you know, that she's supposed to know but is holding it back. But as we all know, Trelawney has no idea just how powerful she really is. And that's just incredible. Molly Weasley being the Empress, that works wonderfully. That creation, you know, she knits, she can create something out of nothing with a ball of string, even though I don't see the yarn here, but that's just what I'm picking up on, you know. She plants her own food and knows how to take charge, keep all those kids in line. I thought I would mind Dumbledore being the Emperor, but I actually think it does really work, especially since a lot of times you think Dumbledore is the good guy, but if you really like dig deep into the book, it doesn't always feel that way, especially with him always withholding information from Harry, thinking that it's for his own good. The manipulation that Dumbledore does with controlling Harry, getting the outcome that he wants in the long run. I mean, Dumbledore is patient, right? The Emperor is patient. He knows how to spin those webs to get what he wants from the long run. It doesn't need to be right now. He doesn't mind waiting or sacrificing. I don't like the Hierophant being Professor McGonagall. I don't like that at all. But that could be my own issues with the Hierophant card. Yeah, when I think of the Hierophant, I think of more of that just structure and I guess you could say like with religion, the need for control, and I don't feel like McGonagall has those qualities. While yes, she is a teacher, a wonderful teacher, caring, you know, she never tries to control like that. But again, that's me and my issues with the Hierophant. We got Lupin and Tonks as the lovers, with Harry looking over as the angel. I don't know how I feel about this card, but I love that there's Tonks in here. I wish there was more Tonks. The Chariot being the Hogwarts Express is just absolutely perfect. Strength, facing your fears. overcoming, although I don't feel like Ron ever does overcome his fear of spiders. But I do love that it looks like the spider has on the roller skates. And at first I thought, oh look, each one has I thought maybe it was like socks, but there's not. It's roller skates. Because I saw like an FTI. Maybe it's RI. Maybe it's symbols. That would be really interesting. Can y'all see that? I'll have to look at that more. We'll see. We have the Hermit and Snape, which can be really fitting, except, I don't know, Snape's a douche. The Wheel of Fortune, all four of the houses, and the hat, being able to, being there to guide you into which house you should be in. I do like that it looks more like an eagle, which is fitting. Justice. You know, when I think about it, I would have rathered, where is it? No. Nah, they're so soft. Here we go. I definitely would have rathered, Professor McGonagall as the Justice than Umbridge, because I feel like, you know, she is fair, where Umbridge is more of like the reverse Justice. She would fit more with the Hierophant because it's like her way or no way, right? Is she actually evil in the sense of like a Death Eater? No, but she's the opposite of that Death Eater, who thinks that she can just control everything. Like she's the worst, honestly. So when I think justice, I do think of more getting what you deserve in a sense, and I don't ever think Dolores Umbridge gets what she deserves. The Hangman, I mean, I love how it's Scabbers, but in the back you see Peter Pettigrew. Oh, I don't know why, but I finally got it. There's Wormtail. There is Scabbers and Peter Pettigrew, which, as you know, it's the same person. So I just find that really interesting. Especially since, I mean, how long was he suspended? Just pretending to be a rat. Or actually, maybe the rat's more of his true form than his person. And then we have Death with the Death Eaters. I mean, that's pretty obvious, I guess you could say. I think I maybe would have liked seeing Death as more of like with that transformation and change, like with Fawkes the Phoenix. But I guess, you know, it's not my deck. Because, you know, with Death there's rebirth, and I just found that. But I guess maybe Phoenix's as Death is overdone. But it's not bad. Death Eater is Death. It fits. Temperance. This is perfect. Luna Lovegood. Mixing her potions. 1 foot in the water. Love it. The Devil. Voldemort. Bellatrix in the background. And Malfoy. That's good. That's good. The Tower, Azkaban being broken into, or not broken into, broken out of, I guess. That just works perfectly. And you can see them trying to fight the Dementors who have went rogue or went to the dark side, I guess you could say. It's so good. And then you can see it's supposed to be like Bellatrix. That works. The star being prongs is just absolutely freaking perfect. I love this card. I would have liked more if it was, you know, Harry in the background seeing prongs. I think that would have been real good. Then we have the moon, and we have Moody, Sirius, and Lupin with the Dementor coming out of the water. Definitely get a sense of that, like, moons come out, that, you know, werewolf comes out as well. The secrets, the what's lying in the dark. We have the Dementor waiting. I mean, there's so much, especially when you pull a card and you can read from this. It's magic. It's just pure magic. Fred and George and the sun. It's so perfect. They are sons, and they're so always making everybody laugh and have fun. Love it. This one gets me. Okay, so we have Harry as in the Judgment card. Again, as like that angel, but if you see here, it's his mom and dad, and I see Dobby and Dumbledore in the background. But then you have here poor Cedric here, and on his back it just says dead guy. With a star. I don't know, are you focusing enough to see that dead guy? I mean, come on. Dobby being the world card is just amazing. Because what happened once he got, you know, that sock, the whole world opened up to him. He had so many possibilities, and yeah, it's such a great world card. Although, why he's wearing glasses? And a fake nose, it looks like? I don't know. Okay, so I really do like Major Arcana, with one or two exceptions, of course, but I mean, will anybody make the absolute perfect deck for me with Harry Potter? And maybe if I go ahead and make one, but you know, I am not artistic whatsoever. Ace of Wands being the Ollivander's shop is absolutely perfect. It's one of Harry starting his journey, going into the wand shop, you know, the start of that magic. Here we have Two of Wands looking out in the distance, knowing that there's more ahead, more to learn, ready to take it all on. Getting on to the Hogwarts Express, that journey. I mean, that's perfect, right? The celebration when you get there, figuring out what house you're going to be in, the feast, like, yes. Five of Wands on the broomsticks, chasing after the snitch. That sense with the five, you know, you get that sense of just that battle, or, you know, one team against another team, who's going to win, who's going to be victorious. So it just, that really does work. And here we have Six of Wands. I don't know how I feel about this being a Six of Wands moment, only because, you know, he has the like, this is the Goblet of Fire and the Triwizard Tournament Cup, like he won, but this wasn't really a celebration moment. And we have Victor Crumb here in the background smiling, like, you know, when he came back with the trophy, it was a devastating time. So I don't know if that should be a Six of Wands moment. The Seven of Wands with Fenrir Greyback. Thing with this is, like, I've always saw myself in the Seven of Wands being that person trying to take on everything. But, you know, in this sense, it's more like you're trying to tackle a beast. You know, Fenrir is bad. And I don't think he would ever be able to hold a wand either. I'm not sure about that, but I feel like in the books, he did not have a wand. But, you know. The Eight of Wands. I mean, this seems like a very traditional, you know, with the 8 broomsticks, and you do get that movement. But I feel like if they wanted to tie in Quidditch, that they could have had Harry flying on his broomstick with 7 others in the background, you know, with him about to grab the snitch, like that. In the first book, you know, when he first grabs the snitch, it was with his mouth. He pretty much, like, yeah, I just feel like that moment of just chasing after your dreams. You have this one goal, this one passion. Harry's love for Quidditch and love for flying on a broomstick is, I mean, honestly, it's the only one thing that makes him different than Ron, other than, of course, you know, being the chosen one. I'm just talking about at Hogwarts. Like, he's pretty much can match Ron with everything in all of the classes and stuff. You know, he's not like the smartest in the class, obviously. That's Hermione. You know, like Ron, he struggles, and they make about the same grades, except, and of course, Defense Against the Dark Arts and with flying. So I just feel like that's really where his passion was in school. So him going after that snitch would have been more of an Eight of Wands moment for me personally. Here we have Nine of Wands. We have Filch and Mrs. Norris. Again, I don't think Filch ever did get a wand, or to even be able to use one, but I guess you can get that sense of, like, never feeling good enough, always wanting to hold on to that wand, but never feeling like you deserve it. Interesting. Undesirable number 1. I mean, this is pretty fitting because of all that, like, burden and how hard it made him to be able to do the things that he needed to do with all that stress, and always having to look over his shoulder and carrying the weight of the world. So yeah, that really works with the Ten of Wands. Page of Wands, that's Neville. In the Battle of Hogwarts, he pulls out the Gryffindor sword. Personally, I feel like this could be more of a Knight of Wands for me because, you know, he really came into himself. He took down Nagini. Like, that was really, he wasn't really page there. I feel like he was more of a knight energy, but still, it's pretty good. But I mean, if you have the Gryffindor sword, why are you holding your wand like that? I'd be more worried about the sword. Harry as the Knight of Wands. Seems too easy. I think Bellatrix being the Queen of Wands really is cool. I love that there's the little black cat in the background with the hat. It's adorable. I like it. I would have liked her, you know, in a scene more than just sitting on a throne. Because, I mean, do you ever even see Bellatrix really sit? Like, she's always in action and taking charge. So I think she would be great in the Queen of Wands. I just wish there was more action in this card. I don't know how I feel about Sirius being the King of Wands. Well, I think it's really interesting that they are Queen and King. I mean, they're cousins. She kills him. Like, there's a lot that this does seem to work. I love that there's a little salamander. However, I really feel like Sirius being the king, I'm going to put this to the side and I'm going to tell you why. Because I can't really talk about it yet because we need to get into this more. But I am going to talk about it at the end. Okay. Ace of Swords. Maybe this would have been a good moment for Neville too, pulling out the sword. Or even Harry pulling out the sword in the second book when he's down in the Chamber of Secrets. But, you know, classic. I really love this Two of Swords because it's so perfect, because we have like the red sword, the green sword, and Harry not knowing what to do with the sorting hat, telling him that, you know, he could be in either Gryffindor or in Slytherin, and that Slytherin might be better for him, but he was just like, no, I cannot be in Slytherin, it needs to be Gryffindor. So, you know, making that choice. Yeah, I feel like this really works great. I do like the Three of Swords. I don't know if it's fitting for it to be Gryffindor sword piercing the book like that, but I do like, because like the book couldn't really manifest unless you're reading it and thinking about it and putting your soul into it the way that Ginny did. And so that really does work with that Three of Swords energy. Four of Swords, that rest after, you know, you've been through a lot. I think that could be Ron, but I'm not sure. It's definitely one of the Weasleys. It could even be Ginny, after everything she went through in the second book. And just getting your mind back, taking that much needed rest, recuperating. It's really good. I find this really funny just because I don't think you ever in the books or in the movies, I guess you should say, see Draco smile like that. But, and then it looks like that Snape in the background. Just lost. I just think that's an interesting card for sure. I'm not sure what to make out of it, but I do absolutely love the Six of Swords because it fits so perfectly. Harry with Hagrid. You know, Hagrid was really Harry's first friend, first person to look up to, and he's, you know, taking him probably, because I wanted to say this was like for the first book whenever they all are in the boats heading to Hogwarts for the first time, but I thought there would be like more of the background, but I will still think that that's what it is, except for, you know, he's wearing red, so he wouldn't have known he was already in Gryffindor at that time. But it still works. Going off, getting yourself out of a situation to go into something new. Are you taking your baggage with you? It works. I do think that Professor Lockhart as the Seven of Swords works because, you know, through the whole second book, you know, he's lying, he's sneaky, he's been taking people's memories and making them his own so he can make money. You know, he's a con artist, and that really fits with the Seven of Swords. I love that this is when in the first book there's the Mirror of Erised that shows you everything that, you know, you desire, but sitting there and just imagining it, not doing it, that's holding you back. Just like the mirror is supposed to do. It's supposed to hold you back, that you would just stare in it for as long as possible, trying to be or see yourself as this person, but you're not doing anything to achieve it. And it's, again, like all in your head moments. So, oh, there's two Eight of Swords. That's right. I personally rather this one because I just don't think Lucius Malfoy deserves to get out, right? He deserves to be in Azkaban for all the horrible stuff he's done. I don't want him to break free. But I guess then, in a sense, if you look at it from Lucius's perspective, you know, he always felt trapped growing up in a household that, just like the way Draco was, right? Having to take on his father's views and never being able to make his own decisions. There's that kind of stuckness of never wanting to displease your family and just, but still it doesn't give him a right for all the horrible shit he did. So I would rather that one, just because it works well for me. This Nine of Swords is absolutely freaking perfect. Sorry, I needed some water. I have a lot to say about this card because I think it's just absolutely perfect. So this is in the first book when Harry is stuck in that little cupboard under the stairs. I mean, can you imagine how claustrophobic it was? How just stuck in this horrible place that he's in, wearing Dudley's old clothes, not knowing how he's going to get out of it, right? Like the sadness and the anxiety and the nightmares of just not knowing who he is, not knowing anything about his parents, just anybody care for him, and honestly not knowing about the whole wizarding world that's been waiting for him, right? He's stuck under this cupboard thinking no one cares about him, but in the reality, he is so close to finding this whole world that knows his name, that is excited to meet him, but he would never know it if he stayed stuck under that cupboard and the stairs, stuck if it wasn't for Hagrid coming to get him. Just, this works so well as the Nine of Swords, because you're in this headspace of feeling so much anxiety and feeling like the world's against you, feeling as if it's never going to be okay, but the sun does come up. There's magic waiting for you, but you gotta lift your hands up. You gotta get out of that cupboard. And this is a perfect Knight of Swords. And this is the saddest 10 of Swords. Oh, I didn't think you could make me feel this much, but damn. I mean, poor moaning Myrtle, right? When she sees the basilisk in the bathroom and dying instantly, becoming a ghost. Like, damn, that hits hard, right? Sheesh. I don't ever think Hermione should be a page. She is a queen. I don't think she ever touches the sword. But it's okay. She deserves to be queen. Or king. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Eh. Madam Hooch is a queen. That's pretty good. I like that. Though I feel like she would have also been a better Queen of Wands, being that she was the one who taught everyone how to fly. So that would have been a much better Queen of Wands in my eyes. Ugh. Tom Marvolo Riddle as King of Swords. I mean, if you think about it, I guess it works. He's the one that's in the book. He put himself in there. He's obviously very intelligent, even if it's for evil. Manipulation, control, it works. I mean, I guess Professor Slughorn would be an interesting Ace of Cups. You know, he teaches potions for 1 year. I mean, I guess he goes on to teach after that, too. It's interesting. Two of Cups, Ginny and Harry. I wish they looked a little older in here, but I do love, because when Harry smells the love potion, the Amarantia, I think I'm saying that right, you know, he smells Ginny, right? Like, that's one of the things. I think he smells her like shampoo or something. So that really works. I like it. Yes, definitely. Always 3 of Cups should be Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I mean, they are the trio. The best friends. Always has each other's back. Like, perfect. Snape is the 4 of Cups. I mean, I guess it works. Never being happy or satisfied. I don't know. I feel like Ron would have been a better fit for the 4 of Cups. Just because he had a lot of emotions, being that he's always getting hand-me-downs and never really satisfied in his position in life, and I do think that would be a better Four of Cups. But it makes me sad. It should say, instead of in loving memory, it should say it like, I know it can't actually say Dobby, so like the here lies Dobby, a free elf. But if anything, it could say here lies a free elf. I mean, that would be a nice nod to Dobby. Look at the little sock. Oh, it makes me sad. This deck definitely hits you in the feels if you know these books or movies. Harry is the Six of Cups. I mean, back in the time before his parents were murdered, before Voldemort is after him, or maybe like when he's at least plotting his demise, I guess. But that happiness, that joy, I mean, that does work. But I don't think Harry can remember that far back. But I guess he does a little bit, because he knows about, like, seeing the green light. But here nor there. Seven of Cups. This is such a great Seven of Cups. Here's Harry, you know, and here are all the... We got potions, we got herbology, we got the snitch, we got the snake, and the Hogwarts letter, and the sorting hat. I mean, I don't know how this really goes into the Harry Potter world, but still, it's a really good, so I would think it would be like all his classes at first. That's what I thought when I first saw it. Because, you know, we had like the potions, and I guess we can even say the snake is with like transfiguration, you know, where they turn objects into stuff, right? Herbology. But yeah, it still works. It works. It's good. Eight of Cups, and you got Dumbledore walking away from all of his cups. Maybe this was at that time when he realized that he was going to have to die, so he started planning, you know, walking away from that original plan he had to try to either like speed things up or change it to fit his death. It's pretty good. Notice the moon is just looking down. The Nine of Cups with Harry and his liquid luck in the background, which is the Felicious, I don't remember, but you know what I'm dropping, right? Like, you get it. Liquid luck, and Harry just like, yeah, I got all this luck on my side. It's pretty good, pretty good. Absolutely love the Ten of Cups being the Weasleys and their house, and that they don't have, you know, money, but they have each other. And it reminds me of like the first time Harry saw the house, and Ron was like, you know, it's not much, and Harry's like, it's absolutely freaking incredible. And because it's everything Harry wanted. He wanted a family, and that's what Ron always takes for granted, is his incredible family. That's why I feel like he would have been a good Four Cups. But Slughorn again. We already had him as the Ace of Cups. Now he's the Page. I mean, no. I just could have been better. What would have been a good Page of Cups? You know what? I will think about that. I'll put it to the side, and I'll get back. I love Ron as the Knight of Cups. Would have been a good Knight of Swords as well. because, you know, chess is all about thinking, the wizard chess being a few steps ahead, but still, Knight of Cups, it works. I'm guessing this Madame Pomfrey, even though she's looking a bit young, but it works. She is nurturing and caring all those children at Hogwarts. Always ready with a potion to heal or just a shoulder to cry on. This is a great Queen of Cups. I love Hagrid anytime. So Hagrid as a King of Cups is great. He was always there for Harry, giving support and love, and yeah, I think that the books really did Hagrid dirty, as in, like, Harry should have named a kid after him. Rubius something. Like, Hagrid was there for him. I mean, I know Sirius was too, but not until, like, the third book and, you know, through the fifth. Hagrid was there the entire time. So, King of Cups, that strong person you can turn to when you need help. It's good. Ace of Pentacles, pulling out that mandrake out of the dirt. I mean, that's good stuff, right? That works. Professor Flitwick as the Two of Pentacles. I mean, got that balance going. Guess it's good. Ugh. I just feel like they could have done better with Draco in this. But it does work when you think about it, you know. Draco with... just trying to think of Pentacles with Draco. That working together, that teamwork. Because it was more of him just really bossing Crabbe and Goyle around most of the time. Not really working together, but like him as the telling everybody what to do. But I mean, they did follow him. They did work together. They were best friends. So it's an interesting, especially with the duality of the Three of Cups being Ron, Harry, and Hermione, and Crabbe, Goyle, and Draco. So there's definitely that interesting aspect. If you pull both of these, there's a lot to like pull into about the difference of having that emotional support to just it being more rigid and practical. Like, why was he even friends with Crabbe and Goyle? Was it because his parents kind of pushed that on him, you know? It's interesting. Interesting, I like it. Yes, Four of Pentacles, the Goblin being, you know, the hoarder, just knowing that all the money is going to end up back at Gringotts anyway. The holding on to it, especially in with the last book, when you find out more about the goblins and like the goblin made items and how they did not like it being used by wizards, which is fitting being that what the wizards did to the goblins, right? Like, it works. Definitely works. Oh, such a good Five of Pentacles with Creature and Dobby. The feeling like they can't go to anyone. Being out in the cold. I really wish Winky would have been in here as well, because, you know, Creature did always have a place to go, because he was never really, like, shunned, I don't think, because when Sirius died, Creature went to Harry, whereas Winky and Dobby, well, Dobby wanted to be free, but Winky did not. Winkies from the 4th book. But it really does work, especially the way that the elves were treated by the wizards. Again, I mean, that's really good. What an interesting 6 of Pentacles. And it can really be read in the reverse as well. If you think of it as like the little bit of scraps Dumbledore did give to Harry every year. And I mean, there wasn't that balance. He was holding so much back from him. There was so much Dumbledore could have done for Harry that he didn't. And Harry's just happy to take whatever he was given. I mean, who worked harder than Hermione, right? No one worked harder than Hermione. She would have been a great Knight of Pentacles as well. Just that hard worker. Yet was she... I mean, I think she says it too, like she's book smart. She doesn't have like the knack for it, but that's only because she was Muggle-born and she had to learn, and she became the absolute best witch in the series, in my opinion anyway, because of that. Because she just was like, started off not knowing anything and diving headfirst into everything that she could to learn, and she became the best. And that's a wonderful 7 of Pentacles. Rita Skeeter as the 8. I mean, it does work, even if, you know, she was always working on lies. That still work, I guess, right? We have, okay, so that must have been, I was wondering in the 6 of Pentacles, what was up? You know, because I was like, could it be a dragon? It's really little, but yeah, I guess it is a dragon. Interesting. With Madame Maxine. The 9 of Pentacles. I don't know how well this really works for me. I mean, I guess she did go with Hagrid, you know, to talk to the giants. She does do a lot in that book, but it's more of like behind the scenes. But still, I mean, I'm trying to think where Madame Maxine would have been better. I think maybe coming in with the flying horses. But yeah, it works. There's Madame Maxine, Hagrid's lover. 10 of Pentacles. I really feel like the Pentacle suit is very, very dark. But, I mean, it does work. We get that sense of legacy with Dudley wearing his knickerbockers, going to the school that Vernon did. That sense of pride, even if, you know, they were really crappy people. It works. Oh, Fred and George opening up their shop. I mean, that's wonderful. I love it. I'm guessing that's Cedric Diggory, being that he's the only male Hufflepuff riding a broom I can think of. Can't be Justin Finch Fletchley. I don't think he ever gets on a broom, if I'm not remembering anyway. It's interesting. Think of it maybe as him with the dragon in the background, getting the golden egg, He did it a smart way, I believe. I think it was something with like using transfiguration to turn a rock into a dog or something to distract the dragon. I'm just rambling now. I don't know. It's making me want to go back and read the books because it's been a little bit. I think this is really interesting. And you know what I'm thinking would have been a great Three of Pentacles, now that I think about it, would have been a good possibly Three of Pentacles to see Narcissa, Bellatrix, and Tonks's mom, and Andromeda. All three of them, because I would love to know more of that backstory. Because they're all three sisters. And I think that gets overlooked a lot. But I mean, she did love her family. She really cared for Draco. And you definitely see that in the last book. Because I mean, she knew Harry wasn't dead. And she was more worried about Draco. And her love for Draco kind of had that protection for Harry. I mean, it works. It works. This, I have issues with. King of Pentacles. I'm thinking this is Ollivander. Because I see like the boxes in the background. And he's holding a wand. Why would Ollivander be King of Pentacles? Shouldn't he be the King of Wands? I mean, he's the one person you would go to for a wand. He's the holder of the wands. He has them. He knows them. He's perfected them. Like, why is he the King of Pentacles? He should be the King of Wands. And also, Sirius should have Buckbeak with him. Because, I mean, I think that's overlooked a lot as well in the books. The bond Sirius had with Buckbeak. I just think that would have been better. But, yeah, this is an issue for me. This is the one real issue. This and can I find it? Can I find it? This and this. These, I'm just like, these are the 4 cards in the deck I have issues with. But I mean, I can see how these two work, so I can let these go. But I really don't like this. Let me know what y'all think. If this is Ollivander, which is what I'm thinking it is, do y'all think he's a good King of Pentacles? Like, tell me I'm wrong. I'm wanting to have my mind changed, because anytime I would pull this card in this deck, I would be like, no. And the Page of Cups. I'm still iffy on what the Page of Cups should be, but I just don't think it should be Slughorn. That's just me. So, yeah, that is the Little Wizards Tarot. I'm really, really excited about using this in tarot spreads and reading from it. Has a nice shuffle. The purple edges are beautiful. They do stick a little, but that's that soft finish. Still works. Tell me what y'all think down below. I would really appreciate y'all's opinions. And did y'all find that I was wrong with any of these? Do you agree? Harry. Like, please tell me your thoughts on this down below. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I've read the books, watched the movies. I can't even tell you how much Harry Potter merch I have. Let me flip you around. I even have a Harry Potter tattoo. I have my owl with my Hogwarts letter. Like, yeah. So, I would love to know what y'all think about the Little Wizard's Tarot. Like and comment down below and let me know your thoughts. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.